So hello friends, this is chapter 6 of Python series. So today we are discussing error handling and file input and output. In the previous chapter, we learned how to build logic, but so far our data only stayed alive while the program was running. The moment the program closed, all the data vanished. And there was a second problem. If the user ever gave a wrong input, the program would crash instantly. In this chapter, we will solve both of the problem for good. We will learn error handling so the program never crashes and file input and JSON so data gets saved permanently to the hard drive. Because this is so important chapter, every topic below comes with 5 6 examples from basic all the way to advanced. Okay. So today the table of content is basics of try and accept block, try, accept, else and find the custom exceptions, raise, file input and output basics, text managers, CSV, JSON, and many program that you will try. I will explain you from starting to ending, but you will try the program, okay, and some homework questions. So first, basics of error handling, try and accept block. Simple definition. When there is a mistake in the code, Python crashes the program. This is called an exception. The try and accept loop tells Python, try this first. If there is a mistake, don't crash. Run this backup plan. Okay. Uh, this is like if else. Okay. Try and accept is like if else, but try and accept is a good way to write error handling. Okay. So the crash basic issues. If the user enters zero, the program will crash right now. Like there is like no way if you divide a number any number by zero because there is no output. You can try like into your calculator also, like I will show you calculator. See, divide by zero. See, cannot divide by zero. There is no answer if you any number divide by zero. Okay, if you divide any number by zero, so you can fix this. Okay, like if there is a code and there is some value and you want to like there is some value and you ask you take input from the user and the user enters by mistakenly zero. So what is the output you give? Okay, so this is how you give the output. Try and accept. Try if user enters zero. Okay, then there is other like other thing that you will print. Okay, so there is a accept block. Try if this works properly, then don't print accept block. If don't if this works not properly, then you print the accept block. Okay, so first write try block. So this is the try block. Then accept. If try block don't work properly, then accept block runs. Okay. So print oops math error saved you from a crash. That's all. So I will tell you in the VS Code also why I'm talking about like a South Indian guy. Yeah, also idli, dosa, sambar, chutney, chutney. Why I'm talking like I don't know why. So so we have to try first. So we have to make file error error.py. Okay. Now we have to try block first. Okay, try print. accept, then put. So, like I will tell you after taking the input from the user. Okay. First, you will take input from the user, like a and input search like. Now you have to take here a. Now, if you run this code, what? Please write if you like take input right here, like there is like we write down anything here. That's why there is nothing shown in here. Okay. So write please something here like enter digit. That's why it shows nothing here. See the digit. Like if I write two, it shows the right output. Okay, five. Now if I enter here zero, see that. Oops, you enter the wrong digit because it crashes whole the system. That's why you created the accept log. If the user enters by mistakenly zero, then it crashes the whole system. For preventing the system crashing, you can do that. This is called exception or error handling. Okay, because it shows error. Now, in catching specific errors, you should always know how uh, which error actually errored. Okay, so this is same like that. Now this is except zero division error. Okay, so you can write this like okay, this is zero division error. You can write this also like zero division error. If you like want to raise zero division error, then you can write uh, this. If you want to raise like value error, if the users enter the wrong text, then you can write this. Okay, like if you taken uh, input from the user in int form, but the users enters in the text form, then this is a value error. So you can write this also. Okay. So this is same like that. You can write right here value error. So zero division error. So see that this is a class that is made inside the VS Code. This like gives you like very advantage to write simple zero division error. See, this is a class that is made like already exist in that code. Okay. Second argument to a division of the module operation was zero. So this was already made in that code. You simply only write zero division error and this solves the problem. Now, see, if you take input and the user enter in the text form, then then okay. So accept value error. Now print. Okay. Now see, if the user enter text here, I'm writing anything. See, value error. Invalidator for entry page 0. Like it shows here value error, but why it's not printing the thing that we want to print? It's the same thing that we do. Yeah. ChatGPT. Okay. If you have any problem, then ask to ChatGPT. I'm also a human being. I also can do mistakes, but I learn from these mistakes. Okay. Then input returns ABC as string. Convert into a integer. This is value error. You can immediately stop the program. So this exception handler is never used. Yes, put this conversion inside the try block. Okay, try input. uh, See that. Like we are taking the variable outside the code. Okay, like this is outside the code. That's why if not taking that, it only simply gives the error that this is the wrong value. We need to take inside the try block. If I shift this at the try block, presentation. Now, if I write any word, even the wrong value, this is how it's work. Okay. Now, see, return. Now, this is example 5, catching the error message. Sometimes we want to read Python original error message without crashing the program. Right? This this is exception as in. Like uh, this is like if the original code is giving the error in the output, then it simply printed that error. Okay, this exception as the output is given by the original code that you write nothing. If you do any mistake in that code, that it simply gives the error. Okay, see that. If I do that, simply I just copy this. Now, if I try this, first I'm pointing this over. Okay. So the result is then we are uh, divided int by string. So this is like not the correct way. Okay. So this raises error. So accept exception. So exception as E. We are taking exception as E. Like we are taking the short form of exception as E. Okay. So you can write like that. Okay. You can write here anything. This is the short form of you are taking the short form of exception. You are writing and you can write anything. Like you can write here Varun. Now in printing statement you also need to write Varun. So see, if I run this code, see the computer code this error unsupported operand type for int and string. This shows error by the this output and this uh, error the error we are taking as like output. Okay, simple. If you can do also like we will use an error also here. See, if I write this, see the computer code is error division by zero. Simple as that. Okay, now grouping multiple errors in one line. Try this except zero division error, value error, type error as E. One of these three errors occur. Okay, so we are taking three errors at the same time. Like if you want to do this and simply you can write this as okay, exception as field. This simple takes all the errors from the output and bring that. Simple. Simple you can try this also. If I show you this, how this is working. See, one of the three errors factor division by zero. See, division by zero. Okay, simple. So this is the try and accept. Okay. Now the full package try except else finally. Else runs only when the try block has no error at all. The success block. If try block has no error, then the else block can run. Okay. Okay. Then the else block runs. If uh, if try block like those error, then the accept block runs. Okay. This you know. Now there is another block finally. Finally, that always runs. If try block runs, except block runs, try or finally block is always runs, whether an error happens or not. Okay. So simply finally block is always runs. Else block is runs when try block has no error. Simple, simple equation. Now here, just try except now else. But in else part we are printing No error found. Okay, simple. Now finally that it runs after every block. If the try block fails, no finally runs always. So now in finally we will bring the code is ended. Okay. Now see that. See, everything this looks good. And now see, division by error, the code is ended. Because it shows error, then the accept flow runs. So this runs accept flow and the finally. Finally runs like every time. Okay. Now if what if else block not gives any error? Now else block do not give any error. Now first it runs this, then it runs the else block because else block runs after the every success of try block. Now this runs, no error found, then finally. Okay, now three block runs. 5.0, no error found, this code is 100. Simple. Now using else, simple is that this I show you the complete flow. Downloading file. Okay, see that. First try block runs downloading file. Then this is not run because we don't have any error in try block. Then the else part is running, download 100% successful, then finally. Simple. Downloading file, download 100% successful, closing network connection, goodbye. Okay. Now finally inside a function. Finally is so powerful that it runs even after a function that has already returned. Finally is so powerful that it still runs even after every function has already returned. See that? Like we are creating here function check numbers. Okay. Then try. Now in try we are return task done. Then finally, okay. Then finally is print. Now if we call the function, okay, then now we are calling the function. Now it is going to in the try block. Then it returns value uh, task done. It only returns the value. It don't printing now. Okay, so then it goes to finally. Then it printed the function already returned, but I still run. Okay, so now print. Now it returns some value task done. Now it's printing task done. So first this prints, then task done. Like you are seeing how this code is working. Okay. See that we are calling a function. Okay, so it call this function is where we created the function. Now inside the function we are going to try block. It returns value task done and it goes to finally. In finally we are printing something. Okay, so it prints the function already returned, but I still run. So this is printed in the output. Then it returns some value inside the that. Then it prints that. Okay, this is how it's working. So I will show you how it's work. So that we are creating a function num. Okay, so inside a num we are taking nothing. Inside a num try block we are returning something. Yeah. Hello world. Accept to accept. No, no. Finally, we have to write finally. Writing for finally. Okay. So print. This is print finally. Now, if you print all, see, this is printing finally hello world. Okay, finally it's first printed then hello world. This is how it works after we call a function. So nested try accept. Nested means uh, something inside something. Okay, like we have try in another try, like try in another try. Okay, something is inside something. So one try block placed inside another try block. Simple. Like first we print outside try running. Now in inside try we are showing some error. So it is giving the inner exception code. Then it print. Now this is the outside except. Okay. So see, first it printing outside try running. Okay. It simply in outside try we don't have any error. So outside except don't run. Okay. In inside try we have error. See, we are trying to check 10 divided by 0, which is not possible. So in outside, uh, in inside try we have an error. So it like runs except block 0 division error and it prints inside exception code. Simply outside try running, inside exception error is the output. Okay, you understand? Like try is inside the try. Okay, this is the outside try, this is the inside try. So see, this is the upper one is the outside try and this is the outside accept. This is the inside try. This is the outside accept. See, this shows nothing. This shows not any error. So only this is running. Okay. So print outside try is printed in output. Now if we are going to inside try, this is inside try, this is outside accept. The inside try is error. So inside the outside accept is printed inside exception code. So this is how it's working. Okay. How I am explaining this topic, I don't know why. Comment down below if you understood or not. Okay. I am explaining like the simple way as I can. See, this is the outside try. We are printing something, and this is try, and this is the inside try of that try. Okay. The try, inside try. So this prints that, this shows error, this is how it is. Outside try running, inside exception code. Now, custom exception raise. Like if you are applying in any company, now uh, the company you are applying have their also own rules. Okay, like the age, the criteria, the skills you have needed. These all are okay. So these the exception like the error, the exceptions that we raised. Okay, the custom error that we are created by humans. Okay, any criteria, okay, any condition that created by a company that you are applying, that created by any officer, okay, like anything. So that is raised by this is the block raise. Okay, you can use that raise now. the definition of race, as far as Python is concerned, everything might be technically fine. But according to our own business logic, like different business have different logic of their condition. So in that condition, like a game rule, something might still be wrong. That's when we use race to create our own custom error. Raising a generic error, basic raise exception is not right. The program crashes with this custom text. Okay. Now raising a built-in error. Raise value error, you entered a invalid value. Okay. So now business logic error. See that. Now we are taking age is 15. Okay. Now in try block we are checking if age is less than 18, then raise. Like uh, this is our condition that we want to check. Then raise. Like you have also like uh, doubt that why we don't simply write here print statement. Why we are writing here raise? Okay. So see, if you are writing here raise, then simply if the age is less than 18, then it raised the value and this printed. Access denied, age must be 18 plus. And after that, it closes the loop. The code is ended. See that how it works. If you like print here, okay, uh, if you write print here, then it goes to this print. Welcome to the club. See that it has difference. See if I try this, commenting this word. Now first we have to take age. Okay. Age is equal to 15. Right. We are checking if age is less than 18, then we are raise error and printing you can now join club. Yeah. Step value error. Where your enters are wrong. Step, then that's it. If you enter anything, you don't to do it. You simply write exception. Simply gives error. Now see, because we are writing 15, and we are taking input from the input. Now if I add age 10, you cannot join the club. Simply this there is an error and it goes outside the loop and simply finished. Now if enter age, welcome to the club. Join the club. If I enter any text, simply gives error. Okay, value error. Simply. Then return for it and read it. Okay. Simply gives the error like we are taking the end out and that side. that flow. Like, it simply gives the error. Now, if we write here simply print, then what happens? See that. See the difference. You cannot join the club. Welcome to the club. See that. How it runs. It goes inside the try block and first created an this is variable. Okay. Now this enters this block. Then it is checking the this block. It simply prints this. Okay. Because age is less than 18. So you cannot join the club. It simply print this. Now after that it goes to outside the if loop. So it outside the if loop. In outside the if loop, there is another print statement. Welcome to the club. That's why it's printing given. Club again. So how is this possible? Okay, that's why we have to write here this is how it's work. Now creating a custom exception class using hooks, we can create our own dedicated errors. See, we are creating class low battery error as exception. So we are taking a parameter inside the class, okay, and we simply pass the class code now. Now we are taking battery percentage 5. If the battery is less than 5, raise low battery error, phone is about to die, charge it now. Accept low battery error SE, point system warning. Okay, see that. Here we are creating our own error and we are simply put inside the accept flow. Okay. Uh, Simply creating the class. Inside the class, we are passing exception. The pass battery is 5. If the battery is less than 5, then raise this except if this works, then low battery simply. If I try this system only, phone is about to die, charge it now. Okay. We have less than 10% battery. See, it gives nothing because I enter 15 here. If I enter here like return, yeah, it brings hello. Why? Because we are taking our own error and users enter greater than 15 because if this is not running, so it goes to accept flow and this is our error and it prints like it goes to here and it prints hello here. That's why. So custom exception with a row level. So this is class and we are taking exception as a parameter. So we are getting function here, delete self name message name is to show self dot name, self dot message, and super dot init self dot message. Okay, like why we are taking their super dot init self dot message. Like, do you remember this? Like we are taking this super function when. Okay, like this is we taking when we use inheritance, when we want uh, all the properties of the parent class transfer to the child class. This is like when we write the super class. Here we are like this is how it's working. Like here we are taking all the properties of the exception and we are also making the class and the error name to show error. Okay. First, this this takes all the properties of the exceptions like all the errors, and also it is making another error. Okay, are you understand this? So now after that creating, you have to write try. Now username is you are writing AB. Its length. This is a length function. You are checking the length of any string. Simply inside the length you are writing the variable name of that length. Simply you are checking the length of that variable. If the length is less than 3, then this error name is too short. So, except name to shoulder error as print error for zero name. Now next is error for AB name is too short. Now see how this code is run. First, this is the class. Okay. Now see this. In that try block, we are entering username AB. If length is less than 3, now we are checking the username here AB. Because it's less than 3, so it is error. Name is too short. Now name is too short in the class. So we are holding a class here and passing a variable. Okay, now variable is username AB. So this is passing here this. Okay, in the exception and in the name. In the name, this is passing the AB. Right? AB is here passing the name. Because message is set is default. Name is too short. Right? So message is too short and super function is passed and change the message self dot message. Okay. So now uh, if the user has like less than 3 digit length of name, then it simply prints the name is too short. Okay. Well, it also like prints. Let's try float is fails because if float is fails. Okay. Now it entering the except float name is too short and it gives the error. Like error for you don't name and error for message name is too short. It is simple code. Now file input and output basics. This is simple. You can try like it with your own. Okay. So reading and writing files, simple definition, taking data out of RAM and permanently stored in .txt files in the hard drive. Like this is a right, okay, but it creates a new file, deletes and old data in it. This is append. Add new data to the end of the existing file. This is read data from the file. See, file open my notes.txt w. W is for write. You can write anything in that file. So file dot write, Python is awesome, and file dot close. You can try this in this file also. Like I am taking a dot txt. It's simple. We are taking a dot txt. We are here error dot py. First, we are writing anything. This I so now see. First, you have to take a variable and open file with if you want to write, append, and read. Okay. First, you have to take a variable, open, write the file name, a.txt, but we want write. After that, file dot write, you have to write. So after the things you have, after all the things you do in the file, last you close the file. Then see that it creates a new file and that Python is awesome. Like it don't find our head.txt. I don't know why. You can see this. Okay, this is what create their own file and now we are trying the things in that file. So after that we are append mode. Open file a append. That in append adds new data at the end of an existing file. Okay, so I'm doing this as we are first open that file, our file name a.txt, then append this time. See, it runs. So Python is awesome and get added at the end. See, this line gets added at the this line gets added at the end. This is how it works. Now read mode. Okay. File open that file in the read form and file dot read. We are taking the file dot read in another variable and print that. Now close that file. Simple. This is open my file a.txt in read mode and file of read. I am passing this in a variable and I'm printing this content. So at last we close the file. See, Python is awesome. This line get this is printed in the output. Okay. So all the content of this file is in the read form, is passed in the content, and we print the output and at last we close the file. Read line by line. It creates a list, one item per line. If we have like paragraph of line, then you can do this. If I copy any paragraph, yeah, yeah, you copy this here. Now, if we want to read line by line things, okay, so you can do that. Okay. Now, this for it, we have to write here our file name. You see, it goes to my file and in the read format. We are taking 8 lines and it creates a list one item per line. Okay, it passed to that variable. And in the list, uh, if we want one item at a time, then we have to use for loop. Okay, this is like we discussed in the previous lectures also. For loop. Okay, so one item at a time. So this is the lines. We are taking line in that and print here line dot strip. Okay. So removes like strip removes the extra spaces simply. So at last file close. If we run this, see, the first line is the term AI has this. But what is AI and how it works from here? Okay. See that the first line. After that we have spaces, so it takes the next line in another. Okay. It takes the whole line at once, that variable. Now handling mistake files safely. Try file open secret password.txt read, print file not read, file close, accept file not error, when there is no such file on the file at all. So we are facing file from try and accept flow. Okay. If you ever forget file dot close, the file will not save correctly from which stay low. This accept button is what the next topic was. This try file open secret password.txt. If I found this file, find this file, then okay, it simply prints that and file close. If this not found any file, then accept file not found error. There is no such file drive at all. There is no such file drive at all because we don't created any file named secret password.txt. Okay, like if I enter here a.txt because we have file of a.txt. So now it's printing all the things that we have in the a.txt. Simple. Simple now. Alright. So now context manager, the with statement. Simple definition. If we forget to write file dot close. Like file dot close is very important to write in all the files. Because after opening a book, you also have to close the book. Okay. So simple thing is that you have to write file dot close. If you forget to write the file dot close, the file get corrupted. Like the other person can see your notes, The other person can see your passwords that you have written in your notebooks. Okay. The with flow is a smart manager that opens the file but uses the moment that you open. The shortcut, if you write with first and open that file with right, okay, this is the short form we are taking now. Okay. So the short form of variable we are taking. So upload right, no need to write upload close and proceed now. So with open the txt as w, we are writing to write. So now you don't need to write anything to office. You can write things to you don't need to write about code anymore. The whole the code goes because because f dot write is to like uh, all the previous return is deleted by f dot write and they write the new line that you write in the f dot write function. Okay. Now smart read basic with open SF data management data. This is no right above. Open directly with file chat with open dash or line in F files view that can be reduced to few lines compression. Line dot strip. Simply you are accessing line one by one. Okay. Copying data from one file to another. See this. With opens my data.txt are as source. Okay, you are taking the variable name source. Now source to data, we are taking that into data. Now with open backup data.txt w, you are here reading this. Okay, so you are not writing anything here. So and in at here, you are open the file at w. Like you can write things in the file. Okay, as backup. Now backup dot write data. How does that the data things is thrown into the backup? That's like print backup created. This is the my data, this is the backup data. You are copying the things, of the data things in the backup, backup data. Okay. In multiple files in one time with open as SRC, open backup tool and dash dot write SRC dot. Working with CSV and JSON. Dictionary like format most widely used today in AI tools and web APIs. A dictionary like format most widely used in today's world. Writing JSON format is like same dictionary format with key value pairs. This is how we write the JSON format. Okay. Term turns Python dictionary into a JSON. Hmm. See that. First we have to import JSON. Now we are taking here dictionary in that variable. Now we are open that file player.jsn wsf and jsn dot dump. We are uh, giving all the data of the player data as f. Now dump turns a Python dictionary into a JSON file. So it converts the dictionary into a JSON file, which there is if name dot ninja level manage type into it. Now it simply created the JSON file and it dumps all the data of the player data into another file that we have created as a JSON. This is a JSON file. In the JSON file, we have the data in the format of dictionary, simple like that. Now, right, it is with openplayer.json, we have opened that file in the reading format as we are json.load, turn the JSON file back into a Python dictionary and print data plain. So we are taking here Ninja. Our name is equal to Ninja because we are doing that. See, it is given Ninja. So now turn the JSON file back into a Python dictionary. It gives back all the things into a dictionary and it takes the data. And after data, inside the data we have name, which is Ninja. Now pretty print JSON code JSON config theme that will open that as map intent for the JSON file directly for readable JSON to dump config passing config f f pin and indent for if we write this thing, it, here it first giving the indentation. Indentation is first right from the second line and gives the indentation in the started four uh, four spaces. Okay, this is the four spaces indentation. See that one, two, three, four. Okay, did you see that? Two, three, four. Right. This is how it works. Like we are intent four. Okay. This makes perfectly formatted. This is how all the data is formatted like that. Okay. This is like simple and this is like how the perfectly and readable format, how it looks at the backend. If you see any data JSON file, it is looks like that. Okay. Same like that. Now writing CSV. So what is CSV? Comma separated values using for handling Excel style tabular data. Okay. So CSV, import CSV data is in list 1, 2, and 3 data. We have print of CSV. We have write W, new line as F, CSV dot write, JSON. We have data like in the dictionary form, the form, comma separated values, the name, age, name, Aman, Rahul, age 22, 20. The comma separated values. Okay. So CSV, this is how a CSV file is looks like. Reading CSV, import CSV. So this is first you import the CSV because after that you can use the CSV file. with open screen.csv in the read format as app reader.csv.reader. So in reader is how you can access the CSV file in the line by line. Okay, so it prints line by line. The age may not now it takes one by one line at a time, and it prints in the list format one by one. Now reading CSV input as the dictionary style format. Import CSV with open stream.csv R as F reader CSV dict reader F for row in reader. This is how you're taking all the things doing in Yahoo. If you are taking only the name, the age. Okay. Let's see that you are taking row, name, and age of the or age. Simple, you can try this video on. This is the new program practice for my high score tracker. See, here I will make a separate video on this code, okay? Mini program practice. After that, all the theory, like you can do this homework and this question. Okay, this is a simple question, right? Try accept group with a catch, zero division, prints a friendly message. This is this goal, like I had showed you in that video, right? Write to a file, write Python script, create a file called notes.txt, write three lines into it with statement. Use a append more and add one more line to notes.txt without deleting the old ones. Save a dictionary at JSON, create a dictionary with a concept with detail using JSON to save it into a JSON file. Raise a custom and create a function and ask for the user age if the user is negative. Use raise value error, age cannot be negative. Okay. Till then you can try this all the things. Okay. So now the topic is and so we will discuss the next topic in the next lecture. Okay. So we have done error handling and file input and output. And after that, like we covered all the basics, like from basics to moderate level Python, we have covered in the previous lectures. Okay. So after that, we have some theory as well as like advanced thing of that Python also that we will discuss in the next lecture. That's all for today. That's from my side. After that, you can practice things that like make projects. Okay, like make projects like first small project, then some big projects. Like okay, you can make many projects from the Python. From making projects, you get experience. Yeah, that's all for today. तब तक के लिए बाय बाय।